Hello, everybody. It's Cap Corgi here. I wanted to discuss one of the interesting things going on with gaming today. I was playing the brand new update for Last Epoch. It's been going great, actually, and I'm having a lot of fun. But then again, I've had a lot of fun with Last Epoch for about a year plus since it came out in early access first on Steam. Around, I think, was about around this time last year, actually. So maybe around more like a year. But yeah, I wanted to talk about my thoughts and how I think this is kind of a little bit of a watershed moment for this pretty interesting game that's had a fairly interesting history, being essentially a very much an indie competitor to both Diablo, the Diablo series, and the Path of Exile series now. As well, and it's like a much smaller group of people making it, much smaller team, much smaller generally player base, except for the most recent days, and also kind of like a more tight-knit community in some ways, but a very unique one. And I think it's really cool. So basically, we're at a very weird moment right now. We are at a moment where a game like Last Epoch is, and I'll show the screen right now, is at a very positive rating, 87% positive. The 2 days ago, Tombs of the Erased Season 2 just came out, and it is rocking it. And I can tell you, as someone who's been playing it extensively over the past few days, it's been fantastic. Like, the gameplay is smooth, everything that they said that they've done, and every change that they said that they were making and the reasons why, they've really done a good job. You know, they redid a couple of classes. They did a Sentinel rework, which is like the main like warrior class, is my favorite class, of course. Completely redid that, and you know, a lot of new uniques, new skills, new this, new that, and everything feels pretty cool. And their patch notes was buff after buff after buff after buff after buff after buff after buff, for not only the Sentinel that got completely reworked, but like a lot of the classes got really buffed. They, I think, like pretty much nerfed Ward, which is, you know, considered like shield, or what's it called, energy shield in Path of Exile. A very similar mechanic, and so like that was like the one thing nerfed, and pretty much everything else almost has been universally giga hardcore buffed. So, which is pretty cool. But you compare it to Path of Exile 2. And by the way, guys, I'm saying this as someone who likes ARPGs. I like every ARPG. I'm an ARPG enjoyer. I like Path of Exile. I like Diablo. Even now, yes, Diablo is the worst out of the three major ARPGs. I agree with you. But I still have a soft spot for it in some ways. And I absolutely love Last Epoch as well. So I am, by the way, making this comparison video between Path of Exile 2 and Last Epoch as an enjoyer of all ARPGs, including very much Path of Exile 2 and Last Epoch. I would actually say that they're kind of tied in my brain, PoE 2 and Last Epoch, for like top ARPG in my brains. Yeah, so, but yeah, look, going back to it, 38% positive rating, which is very bad, mostly negative for Path of Exile 2. Kind of the worst ratings I've ever seen for PoE 1 or 2, except for like a couple of very small segments of PoE 1's lifespan, where it was like one of the major like leagues that was just like an abject failure. But like besides that, like, dude, like, PoE 1 has been killing it in general over the past, what is it, like 15 years now? And PoE 2, you know, since launch, I mean, like, still, since launch, even with all the new negative ratings, it is still like 73% positive rating. So like, it's still pretty good overall, but very much a very negative trend recently. Now, I wanted to tell you one reason why that is. Two reasons: stability and nerfs. Nerf after nerf after nerf after nerf after nerf after nerf in pretty much every single way. And it kind of like kind of ruined the power fantasy for a lot of people. I'm not one of them. I'm having a great time, by the way, with PoE 2. I mean, hey, don't hate me, but I'm a warrior enjoyer. and Warrior got nerf batted the least out of all the classes because Warrior was generally a lot weaker than all the other classes anyways. So, yeah, I don't really care too much about the nerfs, but, yeah, it's kind of striking to see community sentiment shift and the reasons why. Path of Exile, nerf, stability problems like crazy. Or Path of Exile 2. And Last Epoch, by the way, with the highest numbers almost ever since the early access launch 14 months ago. We've shot up from 4,000 concurrent players about 4 days ago, all the way up to peaks of 150,000. And the servers have been meticulously maintained. I haven't had a single crash, and I've played 20 hours in the past 2 days. That's pretty striking. And the gameplay itself has been stellar with, buff, like I told you. And I think this is like kind of showcasing what do we as ARPG enjoyers want. We want a power fantasy. We want to be able to control our build. We want to be able to have real player choice, not only in terms of skills and abilities and all that, but also with items. And that is another contrast between the two games. Path of Exile 2, a lot of people complain about, and I think it's legitimate complaints, that there's like almost no item drops that are like worth it at all. A lot of people go to vendors and buy more interesting items or whatever. And that's definitely a very big difference between PoE 1. Now, that is something that the developers have very openly stated that they want to happen. They want this to be the new way. But us as ARPG enjoyers, a lot of us don't really like that as much. And people go back to Last Epoch for the first time in like pretty much a lot of them a year. And they're like, wow, I'm getting so much loot. Oh my god, I can craft my item like nothing. It is so easy to do with all these materials and how the crafting system, the forging system works in that game and everything. And it makes me feel good. So it's like the two different thought processes between ARPGs as well. So it's not really a long video. I just wanted to give my thoughts. I thought it was very interesting. And it's really nice to see my, underdog ARPG Last Epoch, have a really nice time in the sunlight a little bit. So are you guys playing any Last Epoch, or are you still playing Path of Exile 2? Path of Exile 2 numbers are still very high. They're like above I think 115,000 on Steam alone, and that's like just on the peak. And so yeah, I think it's still doing well. I think that they're going to have some serious issues, and they're making positive moves. Like, I want to give Grinding Gear Games full credit here, guys. Like they've made a lot of changes in the past week, and those changes have been generally positive. But still, player sentiment is quite low because of how rough, comparatively, the launch of the new season for Path of Exile 2 was. I think it's very interesting to see all of these games grow, or sometimes, in Diablo 4's case, not so much grow. But in general, Last Epoch's been growing steadily, and so it's Path of Exile. Path of Exile has been growing, and changing constantly. And I think that's really cool. As a ARPG enjoyer, I have so many different games to enjoy. So that's my take. I'm interested in seeing what you guys think. Have you been playing these games? Which one are you enjoying? Path of Exile still? Are you have you hopped on to Last Epoch? Are you randomly playing Diablo 4? There are some Diablo 4 enjoyers out there. I'm one of them. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think that, Last Epoch is showing something unique in terms of usability, user design, kind of like player-focused design as well in a lot of different ways. Like, what are the pain points for a player and how can we fix it is a very much a Last Epoch pillar. I think that's unique. And I'm seeing a lot of new players in the Last Epoch community. So I've been streaming on Twitch for the past 2 days. This wonderful game, making a really goofy ass Captain America meme build based around shield throw, shield bash, shieldy, shield, and it's working shockingly well. because Last Epoch allows you to make meme fucking builds like that and enjoy and have a good time. But I've been seeing a lot of new faces in the community being like, hey, what is Last Epoch and why should I play it over Path of Exile? And I think this video might showcase some of the differences, you know? One is much more the ultra hardcore, as in Path of Exile. For better or for worse, I think for better. I think it's really cool to have an ultra hardcore game that I really much enjoy. And then, you know, Last Epoch is kind of like the usability focused way where it still gives you a lot of player depth, but in a different manner. I think that's also really cool. And so showing this dichotomy in how each game is made and how they're developed and kind of like the thought process behind the buffs, the buffs, the nerfs, and everything in between, I think is quite unique. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, if you guys enjoyed the good vibes, I always try to give, you know, my authentic take, being fair to all members involved. And I think I was pretty fair here. Let me know if I was in some way unfair. I don't think I was, but let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Me, I really desperately want more interesting mechanics for warriors. Like, I want swords. I want axes. I want, like, you know, two-handed swords, one-handed swords. I need, like, more variety of builds. Like, going big mace smashy smash or something completely meme shouldn't be the shift right there. Like, there needs to be something in between, man. We gotta have some more here. But I mean, I'm of course willing to give them time. I'm still enjoying. I'm playing other classes and stuff, but still, something I want to see in the future. Let me know what your choice is, and catch you guys in the next video.